I was right to have not given in about the Tylenol. And just to let her bitch and moan till she fell asleep, I looked it up. She takes the 500 milligrams, and it says it should be a good 6 to 8 hours in between the 1,000 milligram dosage. It hadn't been that long. It had been 4 hours. See? It was in her head. I'm not saying she's not experiencing pain. I'm saying that me giving her a 500 milligrams, it's like she's addicted. Like, if I'd given her one pill, it wouldn't have made a difference. It would have made a difference. And I'm glad that I didn't, because you're not even supposed to. It's supposed to be at least 6 hours in between the 1,000 milligram dose. And there really should be, it says between 6 and 8 hours. It's just that 8 hours is not always feasible, but it should be at least 6. It wasn't. I told her, from now on, you're going to bed at 9 o'clock. I don't care. In fact, we're going to start winding down at 8:30 to make sure you're in bed by 9. She just likes to get into bed and bitch and moan and bitch and moan. She was demanding more Tylenol when it was only, she'd only had it like 4 little bit, like, it had been not more than 4 hours. And you're not supposed to do that. And I didn't want to do it anyway, you know. But she gets way worse at night. I guess my toe could be like a minor break, because when I was with Joe, remember, my mom had fallen and nobody was here to protect her, and she doesn't protect herself, and she should have gone to urgent care. And I had to hear from her church people, oh, you know, your mom keeps complaining about her arm hurting. Well, she tells me there's nothing wrong. And it turned out she'd actually broken it, a hairline fracture. So, and she was in pain, but obviously not that much pain. So it's possible my toe is broken. And people, it's a falsity, it's a fallacy to say, because I read it online. People say, oh, you can't do anything for a broken toe, you don't even have to get it checked out, but somebody had like a horror story, and like you should get a broken toe checked out to make sure it heals properly or something. I don't know. I said, just waiting for the next blow to fall on me. I was thinking my toe, Joe thinks my toe's broken, but the way it looks, but I was thinking it couldn't be broken because I'd be in real agony, but my mom wasn't in super agony when she had the hairline fracture on her arm. And by the time I came back, and you know, no, actually from a distance, I think I got her to go and we got it checked out. And then I found out that it was a hairline fracture that had already healed because it had been a month. Before I came home from Joe's, my mom had fallen twice in a week and a half. So she's fallen numerous times, just not gotten hurt. Not gotten as hurt as when she fell and broke her hip, you know, again. And she still thinks she can't fall. So, but doesn't that look awful? It does, it looks awful. I felt it when I did it, you know. It could be broken. When I broke my foot several years ago, it wasn't such excruciating pain that you just like want to die or something. It was painful, but so was this. And I I had to shove this in a shoe. My meds I had to get from my mom. I had some over-the-counter stuff I had to get that it didn't view as that important, which means if we hadn't had the whole fiasco where they said, the nurse point blank told me twice. The first time she said, yeah, there's 4 days here, and I was so excited. I was happy because I'm like, oh, I don't have to get home after this long day of going to get my mom and going home in the taxi. And I said, whatever. Don't have to worry about it. And I said, are you sure there's that many? Oh, yeah. And then the family friend said, you should check those. And I didn't listen to her. And later when I found out I should have checked them, I said, you were right, I should have listened to you, but I was so tired. I didn't feel like carefully checking 12 packets of meds. I felt like believing that this nurse looking in my eyes and saying that there's, like, she had personally checked them, and she probably did, but she may have went through most of them and assumed that they were all the same when they were not, even remotely. They were not. And I even joked with her, yeah, my friend said I need to check those, but I don't feel like it. And I joked, I'm like, you definitely, there's definitely 4 days worth of every med in there. Oh, yeah. As in, I took her at her word, figured she had personally checked each package, and then go to get my mom's meds that night, and I started getting hysterical. I mean, I just was like, I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, Mama, you're not going to believe this. So-and-so, name of that nurse, that we didn't give this. If she's the one who assured me up and down, doubly assured me, and they missing 3 important ones. The trazodone was 1 pill. Again, it's the weekend. Trazodone was 1 pill. The Entresto was enough just to last Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, and Sunday morning. And the Entresto was just 2 days. So I just said Entresto. Gabapentin was just 2 nights, that's it. The rest had plenty. The rest, which included a lot of non-psychiatric medication, but what freaked me out the most was the trazodone. 50 milligrams to knock my mom out, and we only had 1 night's worth, and dropped the ball. It just, incompetence is so important when you deal with that, medication and not having it in the weekend, and ridiculous. Because, it's always something. Wound up being that, causing me more pain and suffering, the whole 9 yards. But right now, like during the day, my mom, when you talk to her and you just get glimpses of the old her, and you think, oh my God, this last thing to this woman. I love her. I don't want her to be in a home permanently. As you know, I definitely don't want it to be around here. And you can't view it like one of the fit church people. Well, is your mom going with you? Of course she's going with me. She can't live alone, but she won't know anybody there. She's reached a point where she can't even be in assisted living. She requires a full-time nurse. Or she won't know anybody there. She will be in a facility here. You know what I mean? Who cares if she won't know anybody? It's the end of the line for her. I'm fighting to save her. Because even if she has to go in a facility where we're going, it'll be fucking much nicer. And the cost of living is low. like I said, every time I turn around, it's something else. I can do everything right, and she will still put herself in danger. Okay? She's not going anywhere alone. What I'm witnessing, I don't even see how she went to this bathroom in the middle of the night alone. But the fact is, you know, she has 9 lives. Like, she doesn't fall, but whatever. What am I supposed to do? They don't come, or the call, like the night light is broken. And I'm sure they probably don't come on. They want you to go to the bathroom in your diaper. That's what they want you to do in those places, especially probably the night shift. They might get away with more because there's no management around. They work during the day, you know. It's just whatever. Just now, remember, she calls out to me, and I take her to the bathroom, and that's worked fine. But again, it only takes one time for it to not work out, and then she who thinks she can never fall, even though she's fallen numerous times and just not gotten hurt, okay? Of course you can fall. I go in there, and she's not even getting up at all. She's back to bed. She's back to sleep. That doesn't usually happen. Usually she's awake and ready for me to get her in the wheelchair and get her to the bathroom. She doesn't want to pee herself. So she's lying there, not even trying to get up. And I'm like, are you going to go to the bathroom, or do you want to just go in your diaper if you're that exhausted and too exhausted to get up? And she goes, yeah, I just wanted. And then, so of course, I don't leave the wheelchair near her ever. We know that. We've already known that. And I tell the VNA people too. I only met once so far, but she's not approved to do anything on her own. She's not going to have anything near her to tempt her to even try. Okay, obviously common sense. So, and she didn't want to get up. I'm like, oh, she's exhausted. So a lot of people just in that position go in their diaper. She doesn't feel like going to the bathroom. And it's the most difficult time for me too, because she's not awake, and I have to doubly keep her safe and protect her, okay? But if you're not getting up and I'm standing there waiting and thinking, do you want to just go in your diaper? And she nods. So I left and I shut the light off. And then not long later, I hear her crying for me. And I go in there. I turn the light on, but I go in there and she's balanced on the edge on the bed. She's fallen off that bed. I could fall off that bed. It's slippery. It's up high. There's nothing to hold on to at all. She's balanced there, not even awake, with her eyes closed. I'm like, what are you doing? You're not supposed to. You're supposed to lay down and not get up until I'm here. And you didn't get up before. And you told me you wanted to go in your diaper and go back to bed when I asked you. No, I don't want to do it. But, Mama, please, what are you doing? I thought the wheelchair was there. That shows you how exhausted you are and you don't have your eyes open. And you can see her in the dark. I don't give her the night light. She doesn't need it. She's not getting up on her own. That'll deter her even more from trying. But she was sitting up on the edge of the bed and could have easily fallen. It's happened before. And what can I do? Again, all it takes is one thing. And I tell her, Mama, I'm like, Mom, you fell and broke your hip because you were defiant and didn't listen to me and didn't go to bed. Now on, you're going to bed at 9 o'clock. But also, what are you doing? I thought the wheelchair was there. Why would I leave the wheelchair there? I've told you over and over again, you're not allowed to go on your own. Why are you sitting there like that? Well, you shut the light off because you made me think, led me to believe you were going back to bed and just wanted to go in the bathroom in the diaper. Which, if you're that exhausted, I wouldn't blame you. I wouldn't blame you anyway. It's you that doesn't want to do that. A lot of people in your position, they just go to the bathroom in the diaper and they don't want to get up and risk whatever and be half as just so exhausted and powerful meds, and you know. She refused to go. She doesn't want to go in the diaper. Okay, so, but I'm not a mind reader, and she tells me she wants to, I said, you're not getting up, what are you doing? Do you want to just go in the diaper and I'll go back to bed and I'll leave? And she's like, yeah. So of course I left, and of course I moved the wheelchair because that's what we do, right? And of course I left. Lo and behold, she calls me not long later, like 5-10 minutes later, And I find her, turn the light, and she's sitting up at the edge with her feet dangling and nothing to hold on to. It's just the cushion. She's in the middle. There's nothing to hold on to. I'm like, oh my God, you're going to slide right out of the bed like you've done. I won't fall. I will. You've done it numerous times, including getting seriously injured recently with breaking your hip, okay? Don't tell me you can't fall. You've fallen out of the bed. When we switched everything around was the time that you was slipping off the edge of the bed. Of course it can happen. Back when we had the bed that different way and she only had that much room for the wheelchair, unbeknownst to me, she was going kitty corner and going down to the very corner of that bed and trying to get into the wheelchair, and it didn't work out and she fell to the floor on her butt. She was okay. But still, the fact is, she doesn't deserve. She doesn't. You can't say that that can't ever happen when it's happened before, but that's her illness, okay? And her illness rears its ugly head way worse at night. At night. Let's see. And then, of course, I'm like, Mom, I'm keeping you safe. I'm getting up whenever you call for me at any time in the middle of the night when I'm sound asleep. You're not going to the bathroom alone, but you can't even try to get up off of this bed alone. We're getting there to the medical bed, but in the meantime, I want to keep her safe and never not fall in the medical bed with have bars to hold on to. This has nothing. She's holding on to nothing on a slippery sheet, and she's so tired. She doesn't even have her eyes open. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to fall off. Why did you do that? I thought the wheelchair was there. I've told you repeatedly, you're not going to ever do that. Why would I leave the wheelchair there? You led me to believe you were going to pee in your diaper, which I figured she's doing, and go back to bed. Again, a lot of people in her position do that. I know it's what they want you to do in the nursing home, but Mama doesn't want to. Again, she'll risk her life getting up. All right? So, it's just proof I can't fucking win. And I'm thinking, oh my God, this is a disaster waiting to happen. What are you doing? Why are you? I thought the wheelchair was there and I wanted to get in. Mom, you call me. I come and take you to the bathroom. You lie in bed until that happens. You want to sit up a little bit and get yourself awake, that's fine, but you don't have your feet dangling like you're getting ready to get in the wheelchair that isn't there, that isn't going to be there, and you're putting yourself in danger. And I'd hear a thud and it would start all over again. You know, it'll be the end of you. I have to say this to her, Mom. You have to protect yourself. You have me now to do everything for you at any hour of the day, any time. You'll never be left alone. But you gotta work with me. You can't just try to do it on your own, and then, you know, you're gonna end up falling. I won't fall. Of course you can fall. You've fallen numerous times.